So just for the record, this is like way too early to be taking a test, like way too early. But I'm really impatient, so I just thought, why not? It's more for fun. I don't think it's going to be, even if I am pregnant, I still don't think it will be positive today. With Slater, I didn't get a positive until I was 10 DPO, if you know fertility things, but like, yeah, I was like 3 weeks and 3 days when I found out. Yeah, 3 weeks and 3 days when I found out with Slater. And that's like pretty early, really. So, and I'm not even close to that now. I would be like, so today's Tuesday and I'll be 3 weeks and 3 days on Saturday if I am. So, yeah, I'm very early, but we'll just see. And yeah, if this one's negative, which chances are it will be, I'll take another one on Thursday and see, which again, probably still early, but then Saturday I'll take one and we'll see. But yeah, I'll give this a little bit of time. Weirdly though, I kind of feel like I see something, but I'm like, no. Like, that surely that's not possible because I'm so early. It's probably just an evap, right? And now my heart is racing. I feel like there's something there. And it's like not even, it's not even like crazy faint. It's like actually there's a line, I think. Oh my God, my heart is like racing. There's like actually a line there. Oh my God. No. Stop. No way. No. This is like, it's got to be false, right? Because it doesn't look like there's anything coming up on this one. That one, the digital will tell me anyway if I'm not. Oh my God, no, I'm pregnant. Oh. Oh my God. What the... Okay, so I thought I'd do an update since I filmed me finding out I was pregnant this morning. It's now like 11, I think. So it's like, what, 5-6 hours later, something like that, since I found out. And I've been to the doctors. He also thinks there's a very high chance of it being multiples, of it being twins, just based on, he's like, I can't believe you even got a positive test. Like, you're so early, it's crazy. And he was like, I think there's probably twins. So I've got to go do a blood test this afternoon once Dane knows, obviously, and he's home and can watch later. I'm going to go and do a blood test. And then my doctor's going to ring me when he gets the results and I'll go in, see him again. And based on what those levels show, we're going to go do a scan then. But he thinks, yeah, I'm either further along than I think, but I don't think I am, or it's multiples. So I've just quickly set up, I've like planned how I'm going to tell Dane because he'll be home in like a couple hours max. So I've set this up so basically Dane's using our spare room as his office at the moment for the podcast until the studio is finished at the back. So what I've done is I've like set this up. I'll show you. I've set this up in there. So there's the baby bassinet that we had for Slater that we've kept. And it's a baby balloon. It says, "Get out of my room, Dad. Moving in January 25th, 2022, because that's my due date." So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get him in here because I want to film it. So last night we had like a picture hanging up on the wall over there. I don't know if you can see the hook. And last night when we were watching TV, it's like a really big, heavy picture. It fell down while we were watching TV and it's gone like behind that heavy bookshelf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I hear his car and see his car out the front, because you can't see into our house, but you can see out. So I'm going to wait till I see his car, and then I'm going to run in here so that when he comes through the front door, I'm going to like let him put his things down quickly, and then I'm going to call out and say, "Babe, can you come in and help me? Like, sorry, I know you just got home, but I'm just like, I can't get this picture out behind the bookshelf. Can you just come and help me?" And when he comes in, bam, he's going to see that and be like, "What?" So yeah, I think that's cute. Just says, "Get out of my room." So he'll like come around the corner and bam. And I'll be like standing over there behind it and film him so we can get his reaction. But yeah, I'm excited to tell him. It's so weird, like doing everything I've been doing today and not being able to tell him. But yeah, and it's just weird to me now that Slade is going to be a big brother. Like, what? Like, what? But yeah, anyway, so I'll film that and show you guys next. Just got home. He's coming in the front door now. I'm scared. Can you come help me get this stupid picture out? I can't lift it.
Huh? Oh, what? Oh, really?
I found out this morning.
How? How do you know?
Because I must be like, we think it's twins. I've even been to the doctors. I went to the doctors this morning too. I literally found out right after you left. I filmed it, so I'll show you because my reaction's really funny. But yeah, we're due January 25th.
Oh my God.
Hi. I don't really know why I'm recording this. I'm hiding in the bathroom away from Slater. But I feel like I documented me finding out I was pregnant and telling Dane and all that. But I haven't really updated, besides on Facebook and stuff, about the fact that I have now miscarried. So I miscarried last Wednesday. It's Tuesday now. Well, I started miscarrying last Wednesday. I think my miscarriage is over now. I'm not bleeding anymore or anything. There's like no cramping. I went yesterday morning for a blood draw, so just to check, because my HCG was 218 last Wednesday when I started miscarrying, and it was 214 like less than 24 hours later, when they took it when I was back at the hospital. So it was dropping, but I kind of hoped it would have dropped to more than that. So had a blood draw yesterday. I'm waiting for the doctor to call me this morning to tell me what my HCG is and like what the plan is from here. And I'm feeling very nervous and scared, even though I haven't had any like symptoms of an ectopic or whatever, because they couldn't see the baby or the sac on the ultrasound by the time I had my ultrasound, because I started miscarrying on the Wednesday and I didn't have I said my second blood draw was Friday. My second blood draw was Thursday. So I had a blood draw Wednesday, Thursday, and then had one yesterday on Monday. But when they did the ultrasound last Thursday afternoon, so I'd been miscarrying for almost 24 hours, like 24 hours, they couldn't see the sac, but it already passed quite a lot of stuff. So we don't know if I'd already passed it, but technically then it becomes a pregnancy of unknown placement or something like that. Unknown, I can't even think, there's a word for it. But basically that means because they can't see the baby in my uterus as I'm miscarrying, they are worried that maybe it's like implanted in a fallopian tube or outside of the uterus or something like that. So that's why they're running my HCG again yesterday, just to make sure that it's dropping, because obviously the concern is that if I've had all this bleeding and my miscarriage is like done effectively, that if my levels don't keep going down, or they've gone up, or they've stayed the same, or they haven't dropped like exponentially, then they're worried that maybe the baby is somewhere else. And then obviously I would have to probably go back in for more ultrasounds, more bloods, and probably have to have surgery for them to just check and see if they can find the baby anywhere. So I'm really hoping it's not that, because I just want my levels to drop back to 0 so that we can start moving forward. At the moment, I think what's hardest about a miscarriage, or what I'm finding is hardest about a miscarriage, is that you're just stuck. Like, your whole world at the moment revolves around the fact that you're having a miscarriage. Between like doctor's phone calls, blood works, like multiple doctor visits, like grieving. It's just everything is about this miscarriage, and I'm so sad, but I want to move forward. I don't want to sit in this sadness. I don't want to dwell on what's happened because I can't change it. All I can do is move forward. Me again, and back on the bathroom floor again, hiding from Slater. I've got a pregnancy test up there, but I'll explain why. So it's the next day after my last update. So that was on Tuesday. I filmed that. Today's Wednesday. I was hoping to be going back to work today, but when the midwife called me yesterday, or the nurse, whoever it was, called me yesterday with my blood results, they had barely dropped. So my results were, I was 214 last Thursday when they did my blood test when I was in hospital. And then when they did the blood draw on Monday, like my bleeding had fully stopped, everything had stopped, like I said in the last clip. So we kind of expected that my levels would have like dropped quite significantly. And they didn't. They dropped from 214 to 210, which is like barely a drop. So that was just really tough to hear and kind of set me like backwards a little bit. I was very sad yesterday. The management plan that the midwife had said basically was just like she booked me in for another blood draw this morning, and then said she would call me again tomorrow with those blood results and then speak to a doctor and we'll make like a management plan. But she said if I was having any pain or just like any discomfort at all, to go into the ER. And I started having a little bit of like a stitch pain on my left side. It was mild, but it was there yesterday. So Dan and I went back into the ER and we sat there for 7 hours and didn't see a single doctor, a nurse, no one took my blood. And then after 7 hours, we just decided to come home because I was like, look, yes, it's hurting, but it's not excruciating. It's very mild. I feel like we should just go home. I don't want to keep sitting here. I don't want to be here. This morning, a couple of things have happened. So the first is that when I went to have a shower this morning to get ready to go to my blood draw, I started, sorry, it's just kind of upset me. I'm trying not to think about it. My milk came in, which I was really surprised at. I knew that could happen with a miscarriage, but usually you have to be like further along than I was. I was only like 6 weeks or less. So it was really unexpected, and it was really hard when that happened this morning. Like it really hit me, and I think the reality that like I'll never get to breastfeed my baby, I'll never get to hold this baby, like it just like knocked me back a little bit too. But then like on the contradiction of that, I was also like happy because I thought, okay, if my milk is coming in, hopefully that means that my body has now realized that the baby is not in, it's out. At least that's what I'm hoping. So at my blood draw this morning, I'm hoping that those results will come up today. I just want to plan, like I was supposed to be going back to work today and I was ready to go back to work and get back to my life and have some normalcy. But then when we got the results yesterday that my levels hadn't changed and that I would need more tests, we decided I should stay home, because the other thing the midwife said was that either my levels will start drastically dropping now if everything's like gone, or she would expect that I would start bleeding again quite heavily. She would expect that my levels would start to like really drop. So in saying that, I thought like, okay, when my milk came in this morning, I was like, because I'd spoken to Dane about, I know some other mums like have been taking like a home pregnancy test when they miscarry, once every few days or whatever, just to see if it's getting lighter so they can see that the HCG is leaving. So I thought, okay, well my milk's come in, like maybe I have had like a drastic change in these couple of days or whatever. And I know that like my HCG is still probably like way too high to be accurately getting lighter for a little bit longer still anyway. But I was like, I'll just take a test and see what happens. And it did come up pretty strongly positive. Like I'll show you guys. This is like the one I just took on like a 2-hour or like not even 2 hours, like hour and a half hold. I don't know, sorry, it's really hard to hold because it's like anyway, it's still quite strong. So that's really disappointing. I really want to like move forward, and I feel like I'm just stuck right now, but I'm hoping once we get this blood draw back, if my levels are still above 200, then I'm going to be asking them like, okay, well, what is the plan from here? Because I don't want to just keep like, is this normal for levels to drop this slow? I know that everyone's different. Like, is this something that's normal? Is it looking fine? If it is, can we go to weekly blood draws rather than every 2 days? Because obviously around work and Slater and everything else, it's just, that's a lot to do. And I'm finding it quite emotionally draining to be in that cycle of like blood draw, phone call, blood draw, phone call, blood draw, phone call. And I guess just put like I just want to have a solid plan in place so I can get back to my life. I'm even at the point now where like when it initially happened and I'd kind of grieved it and dealt with it, then I was like, I just want to start trying again. Like I should be ready to start trying for another baby and doing all that. And now I'm like I'm not even like thinking like that. I'm just like, I just want to be Slater's mum again. I just want to, because I feel like he's missing out too right now, and that's like, I'm feeling a lot of mum guilt from that. Obviously my hormones like all over the place still too, but yeah, I just want to get back to being Slater's mum, Dane's wife, living my life and move forward, and not even, I just like don't even want to think about trying right now. But I know the doctors have said like if we want to have another baby, we're like better off doing it in the next 3 months, to have a higher success of not having another miscarriage and carrying a baby to term. But it's just, yeah, I think I just want to be honest about the whole experience, but it's really draining. But I'm thinking I might try and cut this all together and post it soon, because I don't want it to be too long, and then I'll just keep updating as other stuff happens. But it's very lonely. Miscarrying is very lonely, I'm finding, because as much as it was Dane's child too when he's in this with me, like, and he's been so great, like still going to work, but like going to all the appointments and taking care of Slater so I can try and rest when I'm uncomfortable. Like, it's my body that's not working is how it feels. It just feels like something's like broken, and it's like, fuck, I can't even miscarry right. Like that's how it like feels right now. So I'm like, far out, like it's not even, I can't even do a miscarriage the right way. My body doesn't even know how to miscarry correctly. Obviously there's still the risk that this could be like ectopic, but I think the fact that it's going consistently down and not getting higher is a positive, that's maybe not what's happening. But this is just, it's just really painful now. It's painful. I just like emotionally painful. Physically it is painful as well, but not in the same way. But I'm just hoping that we get like either a good read today that's dropped quite a bit. Even if it's only dropped like to like 190 or something, I'll be like, okay, it's coming down. It's okay. It's coming down. But yeah, and otherwise I just like want a period, which is probably so weird to say because I just had my miscarriage, but I really just want a period and to be like starting anew, really. But yeah, so that's where we're up to right now. I'll update you guys more when I know more in probably a second video, not in this one. Bye.